I came across this video that is talking about witchcraft, and it's not in the usual fear-based way. The argument is simple but uncomfortable. Witchcraft isn't magic, it is a form of knowledge, and that God does not work in terms of faith, in terms of morality. He actually does that based on frequency. Let's slow all this down and break it. Break it down, Ama. Other than that, remember to like the video and comment down below.
What in the Bluetooth technology is this? That someone,
yes,
as in I've given you money, it's a transaction.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What's the science that now this money affects the other money that I will get and the money?
We are talking about somebody who wants to harm you economically.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
This guy has got a knowledge which you call witchcraft. I call it knowledge. It's just secret knowledge.
You call witchcraft secret knowledge?
Yes, it's just a secret knowledge. It's a knowledge. And anybody can use it in either way, whether in good way or in bad way. And I'm talking about that with high confidence because I'm coming from that kind of family. I know what witchcraft is. I know how it works, how it affects people in good way or bad way. So it is like this. Let me break it down. Witchcraft, or that knowledge that I'm telling the knowledge, is the ability of using physical objects to attain some spiritual powers to make effect in a physical experience. That is what it's all about, witchcraft. So, you give me money and I have that knowledge. I have to transform that money into a spiritual aspect and ask that spiritual aspect to come back to you and affect you economically. What it does is, now you go with that spirit. I create a spirit. I communicate with the spirit. I ask or command a spirit to come and affect you economically. What we lack, me and the spirit, is the language. The language that I'm using is not the language that the spirit is using. So we use objects in order to be able to communicate easily. If I give him money and I say, I want this thing, I don't need to say it's money, it's pesa, it's shilingi, it's dollar. I just have to say this thing. You understand me? Okay, so what happens? It's like this.
Yes.
Now the spirit is coming into you. How? You might ask how. Okay, it's like this. You, for example, in our bodies, we have these chemical messengers called hormones. Also, we have our spiritual messengers called the mammons. So, the spirit...
What?
Coming...
Boja to pause kwanza. Ati zinaitwa what? Nikunoma, my guy. Ati... Mammon is not typically described as a spiritual messenger. Okay, huyo msa amesema ni spiritual messenger. In traditional religious context, rather, it is a term associated with money, material wealth, and greed, often personified as a false god or a demon. God damn it! The term originates from the Arabic word, mammona, okay, meaning riches. It is most famously used in the New Testament of the Bible, where Jesus states in the Sermon on the Mount, no one can serve two masters. You cannot serve both God and mammon. Iko kwa Matthew chapter 6 verse 24, Luke chapter 16 verse 13, King James version. Okay. In modern Bible translation, mammon is often replaced by words like money or wealth. Hey, goddamn it. The biblical context. In the New Testament, mammon is often associated with abstract concepts representing the corrupt influence of material possession that compete with one's devotion to God. Jesus depicts it as a burdensome power that offers false promises of security. Okay, medieval interpretation. During the Middle Ages, theologians and writers began to personify mammon as an evil entity He was categorized as one of the 7 princes of hell and the demon of the deadly sin of avarice. Hey, God damn it! Or greed, literature and popular culture. In works like John Milton's Paradise Lost and Edmund Spencer, The Fairy Queen, Mammon is depicted as a fallen angel or a character obsessed with earthly treasures. Contemporary spiritual beliefs. In some modern Christian spiritual discussions, the spirit of Mammon is referred to as a demonic influence that tempts people to trust in money for security rather than God. So we see the baseline with which Mammon can actually, hiyo kitu yenye anasema, can actually have the power to possess somebody ama have the power to cause an effect in somebody's life. Kwa sababu hii life it's all mostly inakuwaga based on certain laws, and one of them is cause and effect.
Into you through the mammons, into your bloodstreams, and make you decide things that are harmful to you. You think it is you, but it is not you. You make decision now, okay, I'm dropping this deal, I'm going to this deal. I'm now don't want to work with Felix, I'm going to work with John. You think it's a very right thing to do, while it takes you to astray. At the end of the day, you realize that you're broke. You come to realize that all the decisions that you made, you are coming to regret. And you think it was you who you were making those decisions, but it was not you. It was the spiritual influence within you that we are sending you to do all those stuff. So when you get broke, now the spirit comes back to where it comes from, and you are done, you are gone, and the spirit is gone, it's given or paid whatever it was promised, and then the deal is done.
Aya, sasa acha tu realize history yote. As we have read up hivyo nyuma, tumelewa Mammon anawakaje, si ndio? So I think about it like this. So this Mammon ideology is like a psychological influence on someone. When you meet up with this person, either you use the money, either when ndo unatoa do, maybe you are in your egocentric state, then this person is going to use some certain form of words akurushie. Obviously atatumia words akuambie kitu fulani, then itakufanya ukuwe na a certain trigger in you that will make you make bad decisions. Even though mimi nimeelewa hii situation yote. So when you have that form of knowledge, you understand that you always need to put your guard up when you are dealing with people, and ask yourself, umse anakuinfluence aje? It's the same idea. Ukicheza PS na mse, then all of a sudden umse anaanza kuchachisha, anaanza kusema umse uko chini, watu wako saini kina nani. Like, you see that influence, when it gets to you, you will start trying to fight it. You will start being like, you want to prove a point, and when you want to prove a point, now you are operating life from the frequency of this other person, nanpata. And when you do that, you have completely lost your true way, kwa sababu tunasemanga you are God. Since you are God and you have stopped believing in your capabilities, umeanza kufuata influence ya mse mwingine, then umekuwa brought out of your godhood ama from God, ukaanza kufuata hii kitu yote yenye nasema ni Mammon hapo hivyo. At least even though mimi naielewa, it has to be fixated in reality for it to make sense. Otherwise, if we use abstract terms like demons, like witchcraft, inaendeleanga tu cause some form of chaos. At the end of the day, it is how we perceive our reality that makes sense. And I am at the end of this book hapa hivi, Robin Sharma manze, The Saint, The Surfer and The CEO. And the one major thing yenye umse anaongelelea ni to live from the heart and to trust the universe that it is always leading you towards something that you actually want. And the intelligence that brought you here is more intelligent than the intelligence you have. But that does not mean if you are even going to do these things and you are serving people, that does not mean you are weak. You allow people to walk over you. You allow people to influence you. That means you take responsibility of your life because you understand you are always influencing every moment that is coming across you. Because every moment is an experience, and the choice you make, either as you are interacting with that experience, either it is a choice based in fear or a choice based in trust. Even though at least nimeelewa pia hii book venye umse ana explain hizi story zote. So you should always live from the heart na usikue dormant, always be on guard with the things. And umse ameendelea pia na hii clip akasema this other thing.
Because there is so many lines in scriptures that says or shows God's power to the people. You ask God to show the same power to what has done wrong to you. And I will have to do, if you give me 2 minutes, I need to make this very clear. Please do.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, God is not doing anything for you or me.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's done everything already.
Okay.
Asking God in such a way, asking God in this way, like you read the scripture and you ask God something to happen. You know what it is? I would love to elaborate this.
Mm-hmm.
God's work, the way God works, it's very strange that non-believers knows. They use it. And that's why, if you realize, those atheists, those Freemasons and other secret societies, most of the people wants to join them because they see success from them. You know why do they succeed? They know the secret. What secret? The secret is God is not doing anything for you.
What?
I'll come to what you want to.
Hey, the secret is God is not doing anything for you. Okay, he's going to elaborate. But most of these secret societies, what they do, they tap into the metaphysics of the universe. They tap into the way the universe actually functions. Na nimeongelea hizi vitu hapa hivi most of the time. Some things might look symbolic, but they have deeper meanings. So they always go into those deeper meanings. Now, if you are an independent thinker, I think it will be best for you to actually tap into that knowledge if you really want to break the chains that are in this matrix. Because at the end of the day, we are living in a matrix that is already programmed in certain ways. If you can figure out a way to tap into some of these frequencies, then you're going to succeed. And that's what our elites wanafanya. That is what these other people that are Freemasons are doing. Yeah? Sindio?
You want to ask. If I read these lines of the scripture, this time, in this way, this is going to happen. Not that God is listening and do. God's system is like, I'll give a very plain example I want everybody to understand. In Tanzania, the people who install electricity, they call TANESCO, Tanzania Electricity something. What is called in Kenya?
Kenya Power.
Kenya Power.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When you make your wiring in your house, you call Kenya Power, they connect you to the main source. Okay?
Yes.
When you want the lights, do you call the Kenya Power?
Initially.
You don't. You just press the switch.
Yeah.
The system is already in place. You want a heater, you press the switch for the heater. You want light, you press the switch for the light. Only when the power from the main source is not coming, that is when you can go to Kenya Power.
Okay.
All I'm telling you, the secrets that these people know is God is already put the connection from our houses to the main source. All we need to do is to press the switches, and those switches is just knowledge. You do this, this is happening. You do this, this is happening. And that's how it says in the scriptures. If you believe, it happens. It didn't say if you do one, two, just if you believe, it happens. Why? That is another switch, and maybe the biggest and the strongest and the hardest switch. But if you just believe, it happens. That is what the scriptures say. If you're a Christian, you'll agree with me. If you have faith, you will tell the mountain to move and it will move.
Yes.
That is the switch. You have already given, you just don't know how to press it. If you press it, it's not like God will tell the mountain to move. No, you have already given the switch. Have faith, command the mountain, it will go. So in this world, everything is already programmed. Well, we don't know, we don't have the knowledge to press these switches and make things happen into the reality. What we need, Christians, go to the scriptures. There is more knowledge to know where are these switches to press and things will happen. And I'll give you a very simple thing to finish with. You know, in the scripture it says,
ako amemaliza. Okay,
says or shows God's power to the people.
Acha malizie.
Will happen. And I'll give you a very simple thing to finish with. You know, in the scripture it says there's the time for everything. Because there is so many lines in scripture.
There is a time for everything. Is there really a time for everything? If you think about it, who created time? Did we human beings create time, or did the God that he has said who created a certain system, did he create time? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. So the major thing kwa hii clip yote, it is that when you go to these Christianity spaces, the thing they are going to talk about is mostly morality. They are going to tell you how you should be a good person, how you should obey the laws. But those laws are for men. Those are for the relative perspective of the created things. In the absolute perspective, kuna this ideology that there are certain things that you can do that you can actually become successful. And what do I mean when I say that? I mean, when you look at life, when most people look at life, they will see that evil people succeed more than the good people. Why? It is because the good people think that life is working fairly and they want life to actually repay them for the good deeds that they did. So it is like they are giving from this perspective of, I am doing this in order to receive that. And the universe takes that as something like you are trying to scam it. So haikupatiangi hiyo kitu. But when you look at this other side, the people who don't give a shit, the people who actually, you might say these are bad people. Hao ndio watu wenye unaona wana succeed. Why? I have said this over and over in this channel. Life is based on a balance, and it is a balance of two energies. A balance between order and chaos. We are never living on one side completely. We are always in between chaos and order. Hawezi niambia, wacha ni clarify hivi. Nikireact to videos mingi hapa hivi kwa hii channel, videos za masculinity, some of you might see that I am supporting some of the things mtu anasema ni evil zenye masculinity nasemanga that I know actually works when you deal with certain women, because I understand in this universe kila kitu iko na kategori yake. We live in a spectrum, and this spectrum looks like there is an extreme for chaos, there is an extreme for order, and there is the in between kwenye watu sasa wanapendaga kuishi, ama most people where they should actually live. Ndio kitu yenye hadi hizi religious spaces ama tunaweza ziita nini, juu zingine si religious, kama the Buddha alikuwa anasema it's the way, you should follow the way, like the middle path. Hiyo pia I think Jesus alisema hivyo. Hapo the middle path is the in between. Na nili explain pia nikasema kwa video ingine, it is the neutron that actually creates reality. So kwa history yote ya witchcraft, now we understand that witchcraft is just a knowledge based on previous explanations hapo hivyo. And if you want to get those forms of knowledge, you should always tap into the metaphysics of reality. Moja yenye niliwaonyesha hapo hivyo nyuma on a previous video, it is this idea ya nitango aje, the vortex mathematics. Kuna this idea pia of the macabre. If you can understand how the macabre works, then unajiokolea pia wewe ubaki nyuma. Na ukienda kwa hizo ancient mystery schools, you will realize that what they usually did, they could make people sit with a certain symbol and find meaning around it, meaning that actually pulls out the veil of the universe. Most people will actually panic when they hear these ideologies of witchcraft, demons, but they do not understand that even though life iko, even though venye every day una experience, just like usiku inakujanga, kuna vitu zifanyika usiku, mchana inakujanga, kuna vitu zifanyika mchana. What do I mean by that? The sun inawakanga during the day, the moon inawakanga during the night. The stars are there at night. Yes, they are there also during the day, but you cannot clearly see them. There is these things that usually happen. Even plants know them. Plants create their food during the day and utilize the food that they have created during the night. Nanpata. There's always these two things, but people always want to dwell on one side. Hapo hivyo kwa frequency, mtu anaweza uliza, sasa unaweza aje jitoa kwa hiyo ngori ya huyu msee amekuwekea hex sijui nini, hivyo venye huyo mtu ameexplain. Always stay on guard. Nimesema hapo hivyo nyuma. Differentiate influences zenye zina come from you or zina come from another source. And when you just questioning the source of an influence takes power away from it. Just asking, where are these thoughts coming from? Other than that, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hizo ndio maoni zangu about history yote ya witchcraft na venye Christianity wanaichukulia. And since you have gotten to this point of the video, acha tuimalizie na hii bonus clip.
Nothing grows in survival mode. You say you want more, but everything about how you move says you're still scared to lose. You want growth, but you're still making decisions from survival. Still hanging around people that think too small. Still treating opportunities like they'll run out. Nothing grows in survival mode, bro. Overflow don't show up from a person playing defense. It comes when you start thinking like the person who already has it. You can't keep asking for bigger blessings if you're still operating from shortage. You can't expect expansion when you're still protecting what's familiar. At some point, you're going to have to stop moving like you're trying to keep what you have and start moving like you trust what's next.
Very true. YouTube thinks you might be interested in the video on your screen at the moment. Click on that video. I'm waiting to see you on the next one.